Today we come to the most beloved songs of the Haggadah, the song Dayyenu, whose tune has become really one of the iconic motifs of the entire holiday of Pesach. It's a very common tune for Chazanim to try to incorporate somewhere into the davening of Pesach. I want to focus today on the phrase Dayyenu, it would be enough for us, which again many commentaries have approached. What exactly does that mean? Especially that again, if one were to take the song on a simple level, it would that many of these things would not seem to be sufficient for us to be taken through the Red Sea without the Egyptians being drowned, or to come to Mount Sinai without receiving the Torah. All of these things seem insufficient. So the question is, what exactly does Dayyenu mean? So I'd like to make two general points about Dayyenu. First of all, the term Dayyenu, it is enough for us, is an interesting one, and I believe is actually rooted in a phrase in the Haftorah for Shabbos Haggadah, for the Shabbos before Pesach, where the prophet Malachi depicts the blessing which God will rain down on the Jewish people if they are faithful with the mitzvah, in particular with the mitzvah involving tithing. And he says, "V'harikosi lochem bracha ad belidai," that I will shower you with blessing. Probably the easiest way to translate it, until there is more than enough. Literally, ad belidai, until there is no more enough. So the way the rabbis interpret this phrase, "I will shower you with blessing until there is no enough," is that there will be so much divine blessing until your lips wear out from saying enough, that it's going to be such an unbelievable showering of blessing that will just be, it's enough, it's wonderful, it's enough, that our lips will wear out from saying enough so many times. And the Al-Sheikh points out that this exaggerated language is contributed to by the phrase that your lips will wear out rather than your mouth or your tongue, because the truth is, if you try saying the word die, it doesn't involve the lips at all, right? So the amount of excess of goodness that we will be showered with from God are so much that until we'll say die so many times that our lips will wear out, which is itself essentially an impossibility. That is the level of blessing, and that, I think, is the motif that the poet uses in composing Dayyenu. Of not that it literally would be enough at any stage, but a sense of amazement at how much blessing God brought into our historic lives as a nation, and by extension into our lives as individuals as well. My teacher, Rabbi Menachem Liebtag, pointed out that another way of understanding this dilemma of what it means that each of these stages would be sufficient is to realize that Dayyenu really means in this context, it would be enough to praise Hashem. In other words, at that point, even before things are brought to their complete resolution, it's already, we have an obligation. It would be enough for us to sing praises of Hashem. And that, I think, is an important life lesson. That, again, we may not always see, right, the entire trajectory, like we sing in Dayyenu, all the way to the construction of the temple. But the cultivation of the religious sensibility, that we need to thank God for each stage of goodness that is revealed to us, I think is the first step toward leading a life of feeling that sense of tremendous blessing, until our lips wear out, as if that were possible, from saying enough to the blessing that God has brought into our lives.